to the Fuzzy Pod.
Welcome, welcome.
We're happy to have you here. My name is Maddie,
And my name is Megan.
and we're glad that you are here today.
Here on the Fuzzy Pod, we love to talk about all the things that give us those warm, fuzzy feelings, which includes a lot of nostalgia from the late 90s to the early 2000s. And so today, we are going to be really diving into those nostalgic feelings, talking about the toys that raised us,
That changed us.
that changed us, that shaped us, the most influential toys in our lives.
It molded us into the beautiful ladies sitting before you.
Yeah, before there was, iPads, there was touching grass, there was going outside.
There was rolling in grass. There was nothing better than being a kid and going, let's say you went out to a park or you went on a field trip somewhere and you end that day in like a field and there's a hill and you get to roll down said hill.
Rolling down a hill was the most exhilarating experience of my little tiny life at that time.
What I would give to just get rid of all my inhibitions to roll down a hill again.
What I would give to not risk breaking every single bone in my body, or at the very least, waking up very sore for the next week to roll down a hill again.
I think we should put it on our bucket list to do the cheese roll.
What is the cheese roll?
I don't know if that's what that's officially called.
Wait. I kind of know about this.
Where you try to race
Yes.
down. They roll a wheel of
Yes.
cheese down a hill, and you try to beat it.
Haven't people died doing this, though?
Have they died? I bet they died doing what they love.
Okay, no one has ever been killed at the cheese roll.
Whew.
Though
We're
there
about to have to cut that out.
is an apocryphal story about a runner dropping dead at the end of the race centuries ago.
I've been going on forever.
Heard or used that word in my life. Apocryphal. Have you?
No. What is the definition? I'm assuming it means like an old wives' tale kind of situation. Like a story that was just passed down that's not true.
Apocryphal is a story or statement of doubtful authenticity, although widely circulated as being true. So Facebook.
It's so the son sucking on his mom's boob at the wedding.
Oh my gosh. Okay, if y'all don't know, there is
Everybody knows.
Maybe you do. Maybe you don't, because I feel like it needs some context for people that don't know. There's this story that is circulated always on, like, especially on a podcast.
TikTok. We had someone recently tell it to us, like,
as a friend of a friend story. It's always a little different, like, who relays the information, but the story goes.
The wedding day.
Yeah.
And someone, it changes who it is, whether it's the bride, the photographer, groom, bridesmaid, groomsman, whoever, walks in and sees the groom-to-be sucking on his mom's boob. And the dad watching sometimes in the story, depending
on where
who's telling it.
Yeah.
Where they heard it. And it's fake.
It's an apocryphal story. The other one that seems to be is, have you heard the story of, like, person goes on date with person who has, like, a really, really rich family, and they go to the house, and then they're like, oh, can I use the washroom or the powder room?
Yeah.
And it's literally, like, just a sink, and they have to pee so bad that they pee in the sink, and then the story goes, they squat on the sink breaks, crushing the family, either cat or dog. Like, every time it's, like, slightly different. Have you never heard that one?
That one sounds, crushing the cat or the dog, that made it sound more familiar.
Yeah. But I'm like, where did these start from? Like,
Did they
where
have
does this
to,
lore start?
Why would they send them to a bathroom without a toilet?
Because the way they worded it,
It's like, I need to wash my hands.
Yeah, like they're trying to be polite. They're like, where's your powder room or something? Instead of, like, they were trying to say that these people were so fancy they only had rooms with sinks and no.
I just can't
toilets.
imagine
Being rich and having just a sink room.
No, not that.
Okay.
I can imagine that.
Every bathroom needs to have a toilet.
No. I
30
fully
toilets in the
believe that every family, if you can, should have one extra toilet than person.
One extra toilet than person. You know what? Yeah.
Because if one breaks,
a luxury.
That is luxury. That is, there will be signs.
Yeah.
I only have one toilet. If that tells you anything.
That's luxury.
Yeah, you have to have one extra toilet because you never know.
Never know. And I've seen some where it's like you could choose a new toilet each day.
Of the month.
Yeah, each day of the month, sorry, not of the year,
Imagine
maybe of the year for some.
imagine having to clean all those toilets, though, because you know when you leave a toilet for too long, it gets
It's
the
the
weird
rings.
ring, yeah.
Yeah.
I feel like I've heard more recently the poop knife story going around
What
too.
is this one?
Okay, this was
Oh,
like I
wait,
heard
wait.
it as a Reddit story.
Yes, the toilet? The
Yes,
breaking
but
up
now
the
I
poop?
saw it on TikTok where this girl was saying like telling this, she's like, "Get ready with me while I tell you the story of like blah blah blah." And she was telling the story like it was her.
Like, she was the one to do it?
No, that she was like at a friend's house and like it was her first time spending the night. And, like, she was, like, in the laundry room area or whatever and saw, like, a knife hanging on the wall, like, on a string. And she was like, "Okay, that's a little weird, but whatever." And then the next morning, the, like, brother or something, like, yells down and is like, "Hey, can someone bring me the knife?" Because, like, their poops you've heard about a poop knife?
Okay, yeah, I've heard about this on a podcast because someone was saying that they would bring what they brought the lore was they brought it with them to break up their stuff so it could go
Down the
through the
toilet.
pipes. And
Their
I'm
stuff, we
like,
can say poo.
"No," I'm just like, no, I don't know what that is. That's something else. You're pooping the size of
A horse.
a horse, I don't even know, full loaf of bread? Like, not a half size, full.
I just feel like we're not I'm never yeah. I feel like we don't need to be cutting up our poos.
I feel like there's a lot of other options. Double flush? That makes me, like,
Yeah, ugh.
physically ill.
They're putting their hands in
Ugh.
the toilet to cut it, and then what do you do with the knife after? That's never clean again.
No, you throw that away forever. I have no idea. I hope that that's one of those fake stories
I
too.
hope that's fake.
What are we here to talk about today? Oh my gosh. The toys that raised us.
We already said what we were here to talk about, and then we started talking about
I'm gonna grab one over to my right that I actually still have, who's here with us today. We've talked about him a few times,
if you're
but
here with us today. He's a little,
he's a little yellowed,
yeah, he's a little
the acrylic on him. This is an iDog. Let me educate you, okay, if you don't know about the iDog.
get educated.
The iDog became very popular in the age of everything. I feel like it was like
iPod.
iPod was the big one. This is pre-iPhone, honestly. Like, when did the first iPhone come out even? Like, he was pre-iPhone. I think
I don't know when
iPod came first.
yeah, it was definitely iPod first.
Because iPod was a music-focused device, and that's exactly what the iDog is. What?
I'm just
Why are you laughing so
I'm
hard?
just laughing at the concept of explaining what an iPod is. Like they're
I don't know.
like they're from the 1800s.
or they're from the mid 2000s.
No, kids know what an iPod is. We
Because
knew what
it's
a boom.
retro now.
Yes, we knew what a boom box was. We knew what
Not always though. You'd be
like a
shocked.
record player
would be-
was.
You would be
We knew
shocked
what
and feel
cassette
crusty.
players what
You would
no
Okay.
bet.
Okay, well, I'm sorry
bet.
for explaining the iPod because
It's just endearing because you explain. You're like, oh, I want to make sure I explain everything.
This
It's
is my
thoughtful.
show
It's
and tell.
thoughtful.
This is my show and
It's
tell.
thoughtful. I'm just saying it's thoughtful. That's all.
I have an
Sorry.
iDog,
Your
and
music playing
I
device.
put this on my list because when this toy came out, to me, this was just the future. We were
I
living
mean,
in
it
the
is.
future.
Yeah,
It
it
is.
still is the future.
I was obsessed because not only did this dog act as a speaker, okay, and play your music for you, not very well, but he did. It's a
He's
little
also
tiny speaker in the back here. He also, if you click his nose,
he's a
I'll
companion.
power him up. He's a little buddy. He dances. He will dance along to the songs, and I just love that. Which I've demonstrated that here before. I can't remember what episode. Oh, he's sad. 'Cause
He's sad because there's no music.
he wants to jam out.
He just needs.
Good night. Sleep tight.
It's a miracle that thing still turns on. How is the battery not like?
Rusted over.
Yeah, like
Well, it's because I
exploded.
think I took him out. Like, so he has
Oh,
fresh batteries
it's-
from the last year.
Oh, they're like he runs on like AAA or something.
Yeah, I think so. Something like that. I put fresh batteries in within the last couple years. That is one of
So
the
where do you-
earliest toys that shaped me.
You like plug it in his booty or something.
Side of the leg, and you can like plug in the aux. Who's on aux? And I think that the back tail like mutes and unmutes.
Yes.
Isn't that so cute, though?
They should bring these back.
They really should with a
Kid
better
like
speaker.
Bose or Sonos or something.
Do a collab with a better speaker.
These would sell like hot cakes.
I would think so.
Hot cakes. Honey buns, ding dongs, ho-hos.
He's a cutie pie. I'm going to leave him right here.
Okay, so mine's not so endearing, my first one. I think I've talked about this before, but it really this podcast is a platform for me to trauma dump. And here I am sitting proudly before you today, the woman that I am, because of the Barbie styling head.
Mm.
And if you don't know what this is, Barbie is a white doll.
Okay. Okay.
A white blonde woman.
To be fair, much more popular in current day media than the iPod.
I'm sorry, I had to. But some Barbies do play music, I think. I feel like there was one with a speaker.
That was the hot thing to do, add speakers.
Add speakers.
Make everything a boombox.
I'm screaming. Okay. So the Barbie styling head was basically just a giant Barbie head that the purpose was for you to be able to practice like doing hair. So you
like
could
a cosmetology head, basically,
but Barbie. And it's so funny because one of my best friends, she for the longest time thought she wanted to be a hairstylist, and she also got that doll when she was a kid, and for her it was the best thing she ever got. And like she was like, that was my favorite toy ever. For me, it's Christmas morning, okay? 5-year-old Maddie is like super excited. I'm probably just so adorable with my cute little chubby cheeks. It probably had pigtails in, probably wearing Barney or Barbie or Disney princess PJs that I just got the night before. And this is like one of my big presents. And I unwrap it. And the fear that coursed through my tiny body could have killed a person, because
especially how tiny you were.
I was so small that I swear my heart stopped for a second, because I loved Barbie. Like most, I think, young kids. And to see her decapitated head in a box? Whose idea was this?
That changes you.
And I've never been the same since. It shocked me. It shocked me that Mattel would do this.
You know what's crazy is I can vividly see that morning. Like, I'm sitting behind you like a few feet or whatever, and I can see you tearing into it, and the reveal of the head and your entire body just jolting backwards. Like, you flew backwards, scream, tears down your little face.
I'm pretty sure that's my first like real memory.
Your first real traumatic experience.
Like anything before that, couldn't tell you, can't remember.
But from that moment on, you were on high alert.
It was different. I've always been on edge since. Honestly, it's probably the root cause of my anxiety.
The next toy on my list I want to talk about, because kind of in the same lane as Barbie. Let's talk about Bratz. Bratz. Because Bratz feels super relevant now. Obviously, it was Bratz Summer, not related to Bratz the brand, but adjacent, bringing attention also to the Bratz brand. And also the fact that every single person seems to be going to their doctors and saying the Bratz treatment. Give me the Bratz treatment. Which
I did take a Brat doll to a plastic surgeon and said, how much?
How much to
do
this?
How much for this?
The snatched face, the big lips, the eyes. They really shaped the culture today. I mean, if I had the budget, catch me.
Bratitude up in here.
Catch me with that bratitude.
Did you always feel like you were being like a little like slutty when you played with the Bratz?
No, 1,000% compared to Barbie, because my Barbie also at that point, I was like, she's a mom now. Even though Barbie's never been a mom, but like Barbie's
meanwhile, Bratz are in mini skirts and fur
Yeah.
boots,
Yes.
hitting the club.
They have their little tummies out, and
Yeah.
I was like their little midriff showing. I was like, "Oh, yeah, she's edgy." I would make her, like, the little slutty babysitter.
You know she
She'd
was
be the
hooking up with
nanny.
Kin.
She was totally but, Ken, does he like Barbie even? I mean, in the movie, he's
Yeah.
obsessed with her.
He's obsessed.
You think so? There's so many Kens. There's so many Kens.
Exactly.
Mm.
You can't really say which Kin because
Yeah.
there's too many.
Like the Ken in Toy Story 3? No.
Yeah, Kin that Kin is into Kin.
That Ken loves him some
That's
Ken.
some Kin on Kin.
Ken on Ken. Ken on Ken. No, no, no. I feel like in
Kin
my
on Alan.
Alan got Midge pregnant canonically. That's crazy.
Yeah, but I like to think that Kin and Alan are raising that child.
No, no. I like to think that Midge is just still pregnant.
Midge never gave birth.
No.
Oh my gosh.
I feel like, yeah, you have to mention Bratz just because they're really, I don't know, they were just so influential on the culture in a lot of ways. And I feel like My Scene was kind of a response to them too.
Yeah. Oh, love
If
that.
you know the My Scene dolls and also like the My Scene shorts. Do
Yeah.
you remember those?
Oh my gosh, I forgot about those.
They had like a whole little mini like series.
They did.
Like
Wow.
a scripted animated little web series.
Good times. Different times.
Different times. Man. Oh, sometimes I just crave it. That's why we do this. That's why we have this podcast because lately I've just been, you go down those rabbit holes and you get those TikToks where it's like early 2000s or late 90s kids remember this and it's like you're just scrolling and then by the end of it you're just crying.
It's always like the weirdest music. We're like, me.
Yes.
Me.
Yes, it feels like
me. And you're like, what is that?
You know those videos where it's like the backlots of the malls? You're talking about this is so also very specific. Or like the underground, like these are the secret like
Or it'll be like
halls of the
abandoned
mall.
Chuck E.
Yes,
Cheese.
yes. It's like the same music.
Yeah.
And it makes you feel just like a little on edge, but also sad, but also like it's like vibey. I don't know.
It's giving the recorder version of My Heart Will Go On.
I love it though. I love those. And I'll just sit and cry to those.
Oh my
To feel
gosh.
something.
Yeah. I do love the ones where it was like where it's like pictures of like the mall in the early 2000s or something. and
Such a
just, like, yeah,
vibe.
showing like the Bath and Body Works. And
Take me back.
the next toy that shaped me was the red Teletubby. Here's another trauma story.
You've told.
We've told this.
Did
We've
we
told
talk
this.
about toys?
Did we talk about toys?
Because you talked about the Barbie head, and I've talked about the iDog, and you've talked about this Teletubby, and I don't know the context of the episode, but all
Well,
of these things have been talked about.
Christmas. Maybe we talked about Christmas gifts. or something?
Probably.
Who knows? You
But
know
talk
what?
about it.
We're just assuming you're all new.
Tell me the story.
I'll be quick with this one. So the Teletubbies were my favorite show when I was very little. Someone had gifted me a red Teletubby, and long story short, it said like phrases, but the batteries had died. And it wasn't like you could replace the batteries. It was like once it was dead, it was dead. And this thing had been dead for like a long time, like probably a year. Like never said anything. Megan one day is climbing up a bookcase for whatever reason, trying to get something off the top. I don't know, you were being a little menace, probably. Mom probably put something up there that she didn't want you to grab, and then you decided to climb up there.
Who knows?
So Megan's climbing up this bookcase. She ends up falling. Did the bookcase fall on you?
A bunch of things fell on me. Books
Yeah.
did.
Actually, that was so dangerous. You could have died.
I know.
And she falls. I'm like witnessing this. And all of a sudden, we just hear from like the pile of stuffed animals, the Teletubby go, uh-oh. Demon.
Teletubbies and Furbies.
Somebody cast a demon into that.
Please.
Into that Teletubby. They exorcised the demon and cast it into the Teletubby.
All right, I'm going to group my next two together because these are the types of toys that you would get usually whenever you went to an arcade and you would take your tickets up at the end to get a prize. And some of those prizes included the sticky slappy
I
hand.
was literally gonna be like, "Can I guess?" And that was gonna be my first guess.
And then the second one that sticks out to me, I couldn't find another name for them. Rubber poppers. They were like
Yes,
the half
the
ball.
half dome.
They were yeah, this little dome, and you'd flip them inside out and then wait with anticipation for it to flip inside out,
Flying
flying into
into
the
the air.
air. These were actually so
I don't
dangerous
think they make them anymore.
because you would, like, hover over them,
'Cause you're just waiting. You're waiting for it to pop.
and it
I literally was talking about these, like, 2 weeks ago. Because those are toys, not only could you get them at an arcade,
Yes.
but if you had a cool dentist and there was a treasure box at the
Yes!
end,
Both of these things would be in that treasure
I
box
would
as
get the
well.
popper, I would get the sticky hand,
The
and you better believe I was getting poppers.
The fact that those okay, could we just talk about that's a drug, right?
Poppers, I think so.
Yeah, but so
Was
there's
it
so many things
plural?
called poppers, it feels like. I call my dog Poppers. Her name's Poppy.
The drug.
I
But is it like
don't know much about them.
they're poppers?
But that's what they're called, rubber poppers, and you'd flip them
Now I'm
inside
thinking
out.
about the drug.
Did you ever get hit with one? It hurt.
Those things hurt.
It hurt so bad.
I
And
do
they
kinda
would
have, like, a vague memory of you, like, slapping me with one of those sticky hands, though, too, like, in the car.
yes. Oh my gosh, we'd be menaces with them. Are you kidding me? Like, whacking the
No, I'm just kidding.
walls, whacking windows, fighting with each other. Oh my gosh. What I would give to experience the slappy hand again, though. That'd be so
They
fun.
gotta still sell those.
Oh, yeah.
I don't know if you remember this, and I think I did get it from, like, an arcade. It was it was, like, the same material as a sticky hand, but it was this little lizard. And
I didn't
me and my
remember this.
friend threw it up on the ceiling of my room in the last house that we lived in Texas. And that thing was up there.
That's
It was
a
there for years.
That's wild. It just hung on.
It literally was just on the ceiling.
Just one day it just flop down, falls.
I wonder if it's still there today.
There's one way to find out.
There's one way to find out.
You do know someone who knows a person who lives there now.
We could find out. We could find out very quickly. I like to think there's just like a little stain on the ceiling. It's the outline of the
The lizard, the oils from
The
there
oils.
just still there.
oils. Okay.
Oh man, our poor parents. They probably hated those. Both of those. The slappy hands. I'm sure we just tossed so many things on the ceiling if they could to see if they would stick.
Yeah. Like I have so much respect for parents because they deal with a lot
Yeah,
and they do it gracefully.
that couldn't be me.
Could not be me. Do you ever like see like
Because
kids and you're like, was I like that?
yeah,
You know what I mean?
when-
And it's not even it doesn't even have to be like a bad thing,
no,
but it's just
no.
like
And you
that?
realize that you're like my mom and dad like
Yeah.
they did that. My mom especially.
That's wild.
I know how, and I was a little brat. I just know it. I just know it.
Yeah, I do think when I got older, we used to fight. You and I used to fight a lot. We talk
Mhm.
about that. Like we were always friends, and it was never that we weren't actually like friends,
This feels
but
like
we
this
just
tale as old as time or whatever. Like so many sisters. Like,
like, the
we're
thing-
physical.
yeah, we
fighters.
physically fought, but like we
Yeah.
would still hang out with each other. Like
Yeah.
I feel like a lot of sisters like didn't become actual friends until later.
Could you imagine? Sorry, pause. If as adults
We just heard fist fighting.
physical altercations with each other the way we did as children.
No, we would throw punches.
The nails.
The
That's where we were.
nails.
That's us as kids. We
And
were.
what do they call the?
The twisting.
burn.
Yeah, the burning of the arm. You twist the. Twist the skin.
We did that all the time.
Is that a thing? Yeah.
Ew.
You grab the arm and you twist it in different directions.
Yeah,
The skin.
to opposite directions. Who came up with that? That's horrible. All right, anyways, my next one.
When we weren't doing that, we weren't UFC fighting.
When we weren't UFC fighting, I loved just being on my PSP, which was the portable PlayStation.
You went electronic. I love it.
I did, yeah. And I don't like first of all, the PSP was ahead of its time. Ted and I talk about this a lot because it really
I wish I
was
still
ahead
had
of its
mine.
time.
Mm-hmm.
And they only made like 2 generations of it. It didn't last for very long because I don't think a lot of people bought it. But it was, a portable PlayStation, basically like a little like DS or Switch, but like looked like more like a Switch does, where it's like the
And you could watch, like, movies and
you
TV
watch
shows
move
on it,
yeah,
yeah.
yeah. Anywho, my dad got us PSPs for Christmas, I think, one year, and he, for some reason, got us, like, this driving game. This, like, racing
Yes.
game, and I found the name of it one time, but I didn't write it down, and I can't figure it out again,
I'll look it up while you
but
talk about it.
basically, like, it was this racing game, but, like, mini racing games. You could also just, like, go for a casual drive. So I imagine it, picture it, me sitting there just trying to de-stress from the school day, and I'm sitting there driving the streets of LA, listening to This Is How We Do.
Why did we live the same life? Why did we live the same life? Because I tell this story all the time.
You
That
do?
Yes.
I've never heard you tell this story.
No, that I would
Where
Where
have you been?
That was the best song
That
on
was
the soundtrack.
Yes, it was.
And so I would
all the
mash
other
through all the
songs,
songs
because
until I
all the
got
other
to that.
songs were trash.
And it'd be like, this is how we do. Up in the club. This is how we do. I don't know the other words here. And I take my little nice, sexy red sport car and
I
just
always did
take
a black
it for
car.
a cruise.
And you know I was like this on the sidewalk.
Just riding the curb. No, I'd always do as much damage as I could in that game. Wait, why were we having the
My
same
goal was
experience?
not damage. I just couldn't stay on the road.
I've told this story a couple times. It's so funny. How have I never realized that we lived the same thing?
But the real question is why were we both playing that game and not racing?
But the real question is, why were we not talking to each other and realized that we were both jamming to the same song the entire
Well, I
time?
always played that song. Like, I put that like song because of that game.
Yes, because it was
ended
so
up on
good.
playlist after playlist
So good.
because of that game.
It's a jam.
It's a jam, and it's still to this day IRL.
Fresh like,
Now I literally couldn't tell you any of the other songs in that game. Did you find the name of it?
The burnouts. People are trying. This is a Reddit
It's not the Burnout.
thread where people are trying to figure it out. Midnight Drive Club.
That's gotta be it. That sounds familiar.
This is it. This
Wait,
is
I
the
can't believe we
cover.
were both doing that though. That's
Midnight
crazy.
Club Street Racing.
Yes.
Oh my gosh. That game.
Okay, wait. Which one was on the PSP? Because there's a couple versions. Dub Edition. That's what we were playing. Midnight Club 3 Dub Edition.
I just see a Reddit thread from 6 months ago that says tips for someone who's starting to play Midnight Club 3. And I'd be like, tip number 1, put on How We Do.
Just drive. I want to know what car I picked out.
I would love to get my hands on a PSP again. That is one of the consoles I did not keep, and I don't know why or where.
I still have mine.
Do you
Well,
think
not
that
here.
I sold mine to get something new later? Like a Nintendo thing or something? Like, that's my only guess. Like, maybe dad did like a trade-in at GameStop or something, and that's when I got,
I had mine like last year. Like it was some mom and dad's.
It's at mom and dad's?
Mine was, yeah.
Let's go find those.
But I don't know.
I'm about to play
I thought I
Midnight-
packed it, but I don't know where it is.
The Midnight Club. What's it called? Midnight Drive Club? Midnight Club Drive?
Oh my gosh, we could have been driving cop cars.
You can be a cop in that game?
I feel like I was probably driving a Benz, if I'm being totally honest.
All right, I'm going to go ahead and move on to my next one.
I'm just so...
She's like
in my head.
She's in the Midnight Club world still.
Yeah, I'm
She's
sorry.
back on the streets.
I'm back on those
driving.
streets.
Racing.
I like how you were trying to be destructive, and I distinctly remember being frustrated that I couldn't stay on the road.
No, I was like, it's more fun to knock down the street lights, isn't it? It's like, this is a fun drive.
Me trying to be a good driver.
You're stopping at the red lights?
Stopping at the red lights, yeah.
Not me.
Trying to pick up chicks. No, I'm just kidding.
Please. Not GTA.
I know. I've never played GTA.
Neither have I. Well, that's not entirely true. I played like 2 hours of it and then I got frustrated because I was bad at it.
So you're a recent liar.
Another toy that shaped me is an Echo mic, is what I think that's what they're called.
Oh my gosh.
These are the little like toy plastic mics that you
so
see.
annoying.
And I don't know the technology of it, but it basically like elevates your voice. What's that the word I'm looking for? Amplifies.
Amplifies,
Thank
yeah.
you. Amplifies
You're
your
welcome.
voice just a little bit by giving it just like a little an echo, and it's just your voice hitting something in the mic and then reverberating back out to you. But that was so fun to use as a kid because instant pop star vibes, like instant. You're like, this is amazing. And then when I got my hands on a real mic at 10 years old, I was like, bye bye Echo Mic. But before that,
Echo mic was where I was at.
it really
It's
was.
giving the same energy as, like, sitting in front of a fan and
Yes.
going,
Yeah.
like, it's like that.
100%. It's giving singing
Yeah.
into a fan. That's so spot
Like,
on.
yeah.
Honestly, it'd be really fun to record on a real mic with an echo mic and see
Wow.
what the effect is like on there.
You should try it. Do you still have an Echo mic?
I do not have an
They
echo
still
mic.
make Echo mics.
Yeah.
You used to be able to get them at Party City.
Yeah. So
Like,
good.
people use little baby mics.
I know. Remember whenever we got a PR package with that baby mic and we were like, we should figure out like a little series to do or do interviews with this baby mic. And then we just never did. And now everyone uses the baby mic. They're adorable.
Yep. Once again, foiled.
Once again, we had an idea that we did not execute and other people did it first.
Story of my life. Okay, my next one. Staying on the video game track, I put DDR.
Oh, classic.
What I would give.
Cooper and I have talked about playing that on stream at some point. Would be
Do you
super
have
fun.
a DDR, Matt?
No, but you can find them for like reasonably priced, like pretty reasonably priced. So would DDR party win? I should double check that they work. Maybe they're like $20 because they are broken, but
That'd be so much
classic.
fun.
I want to see Cooper do it too. That's the song
Dun,
that
dun,
sticks
dun,
with
dun,
me.
dun. See?
And then the one that was
It's the
like,
same.
dream a dream and there's something in the dream and there's something in
Yes.
the dream and you take it for me. And then there was like a remix of that song, in the Navy.
Yes.
There was like the most random remixes of songs on the version of DDR that we had.
What I would give.
Those were our three that we like jammed the most.
Oh
though,
my
so they're like
gosh, it
on
was
repeat
so
in my head
good.
forever and
I
ever.
wonder if we did get it again. If we would just like black out when the songs came on and just like
We know all the routines. Right, left, break, split.
oh my gosh. Oh,
Catch
so
all
fun.
4.
Yeah.
Hands on the ground.
Backbend.
That was like such a popular style of game of like
Rock band.
doing like,
Like, you mean that
something
kind
like
of thing?
musical or
Yeah.
dancing where it's like hit the timing right or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
It's like Guitar Hero, Rock Band, DDR. The
The
ones,
singing, yeah.
those
mhm.
were hilarious.
Those were so funny.
because you don't even need to be a good singer. It was just like you kind of get it to where it's like
Where it's like hitting
hitting it and then
hitting
you
the
just
note.
hold it and then you adjust. And
Me singing my Fergalicious. Was it Fergalicious?
Fergalicious Death. I would
think-
always
yeah, I
sing,
think it
I would
was.
sing sad songs.
I would come home from school and just one song. Fergalicious definition.
Make them boys go loco. They want my treasures.
So they get their pleasures
From my photo, you can see me, you can squeeze me. There was one that I would sing a lot on. I can't remember. It was like called Karaoke Star, whatever it was. It was on PlayStation specifically, and it was a Keen song called "Everybody Changes." I'm like, this is so dramatic.
Were you good?
I'm like, everybody changes, but I still feel the same. Do, 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 do. We would play
Are
like
you
the music
okay?
video. Am I okay now? That was
They're like,
15
"Were
years
you
ago.
okay?"
Was I okay? Who's to say? Who's to say?
All right, what's your next one, Meg?
All right, my last one for today is blow pins, baby. Blow pins were these pins that, oh my gosh, they could not be good for you because if you're accidentally inhaling that ink, yeah, honestly, it's like GG's
Toxic.
anyways.
Yeah.
So many toxins.
That's probably where all our microplastics came from,
That's
honestly.
where it began. So we'd have these little, they would be like markers, and they'd have this attachment to where, like, when you would blow into them, it would make like the marker ink kind of like have
Splatter.
this splatter
Yeah.
effect. So you could blow pin like not just like artwork onto paper, but you could blow pin t-shirt art. You could buy stencils like of a dolphin and freaking
You
blow
could
pin
blow
it.
whatever you want.
You could blow whatever you wanted. You could blow dolphins, you can blow turtles, you could blow a cow,
Dogs,
dogs.
cows, horses.
You could you could blow a palm tree. I blew a palm tree once.
I remember you blowing a palm tree.
And I would wear those in the summertime, though. I love them so much.
They're actually so cool.
Like, if it wasn't probably bad for you, I mean, now I feel like I'm not a kid. I would know not to inhale. But, like,
Never, yeah.
blow pins, are they still on the market? Let's see.
But, like, everything's, like, non-toxic, you know? Like, Crayolas,
Yeah.
non-toxic, markers,
So that kids can eat them.
non-toxic.
Maddie. SES Creative Blow Airbrush Pins. No. Why they gotta do that?
Why they look phallic?
No. They
Oh.
just have, like, a kid on the cover, and he's, like, his cheeks are fully, like, blown out. And I'm like, that's just mean. That's
They have
wrong.
to demonstrate the product. That kinda looks like Ted.
He does. He's got chipmunk
No, he
cheeks.
does. It was, like, the hair. It's, like, the same hairdo.
But blow pins? We bringing them back? We bringing back blow pins?
Are they toxic?
Who's to say? Who's to say?
I don't know. They're still putting red dye 40 and everything, too, so between that and
This person's holding it like a cigarette.
same.
Oh my gosh.
Those were so good.
I guess it was a craft, you know? I don't know. It was,
That counts.
It's a toy. We were playing with it.
Okay, my last one is going to be the tech deck.
Oh my gosh, yes.
Which, if you don't know, they still make them. I've seen them at Target, and I think some kids still play with them. But tech decks are tiny little skateboards. And you could, like, learn to do, like, actual, like,
Yes.
little tricks with them. And they were all the rage when I was, like, in 7th grade. And I had one, and I didn't know how to do any tricks, but I just felt so cool, like, just in class. You know what it is? It's, like, I feel like it was equivalent to, like, kids having those, like, little, like, poppy, you know what I'm talking about? Those
Like nowadays, those toys that
nowadays.
pop.
It's, like, it was like a fidget spinner,
Yes.
but, like, also that was kind of nowadays, kids have, like, these little, like, things that, like, you pop in
Yes,
and
I've
out.
seen those.
Yeah.
They're like little ice trays almost.
Yes. Yes.
Mhm.
It's, like, never-ending bubble wrap.
Yes.
And I don't know, it just felt like that was, like, the thing. Like, everyone in class had, like, tech decks.
Tech decks.
Yeah. And I've never felt cooler. I always wanted to have a skateboard, like, when I was really young.
Yeah, you talked about it all the time.
And my mom would never buy me a skateboard in real life because she was too concerned that I would hurt myself.
You could have been so sick.
I would have been such a cool girl. But so the way that I got to live out my dreams was with my little tech deck.
Little skater.
My little
Skater
girl.
dreams.
Oh my gosh, imagine getting like little like vans for your finger, like for your little fingies.
Oh, you know someone's
little
done
van
that.
socks.
Please. You know someone's done that. Some people are
Wait.
like really good
They're
at it.
really good at it, yeah.
Wow. They're like really good. She's like really good.
I bet you if I typed in on TikTok like tech deck,
Oh,
I'd probably
100%. I feel
you
like
know
I've
that
seen them
person
come
who
up.
does like the little they'll have put little outfits on their fingers and they'll do like a little like sexy dance.
No.
I've sent them to you. They'll put like little Polly Pocket heels on their fingers and they do like
That's so funny.
little like burlesque.
I ingest too much
Da-da-da-da-da.
content, so I forget some things if it's been a while.
Oh my
Been a
gosh,
while.
it's so
Can I
funny.
say? Can I talk?
It's like you remember that episode? Maybe you didn't see it because it was a later season of Bob's Burgers where they do like Gene starts doing like performances with like
Oh, yes.
it's like that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, I know what you're. I just don't remember watching the video, but I
so
understand
good.
what you're explaining though. It's so funny. Oh my gosh, there were so many good toys, and there's like still so many that we can talk about. But honestly, we should save this for future episodes and also hear from y'all and some of your favorite toys.
Yeah. Let us
Because-
know what was your favorite toy from your childhood. We'd love to hear from you guys. And if you enjoyed today's episode, don't forget to rate and review and subscribe. We really appreciate it. And we'd love to hear from you. So definitely leave us a comment. And if you didn't know, we have a Patreon and you can join us over at the Patreon for some additional bonus content. We post a full episode
Yeah.
each month, a bonus episode. And we also put some free content up there as well for our free members. So Even if you just join as a free member, we would appreciate it, and we will see you guys next week.
What she said, y'all. We will see you next Fuzzy Friday. Bye.
Bye.